People do not lose respect for you all at once. It happens slowly. Every time you answer when you are exhausted, every time you forgive behavior that keeps repeating, and every time you make yourself easy to reach for people who would never do the same for you. That is how your value disappears. There was a version of you who said no without guilt, who did not feel the need to explain every decision, who moved through the world with quiet confidence without needing to be available to everyone at all times. At some point, that version got buried, not by a single event, but by 1,000 small compromises. You started answering calls you did not want to take, agreeing to things that cost you time you could not afford to give, and staying silent when everything inside you wanted to speak. Somewhere along the way, people stopped seeing your time as valuable because you stopped treating it that way first. When you are always reachable, you become a background feature, the light that is always on. The person everyone knows will come when called. And no one values what they never have to earn. This is not cruelty. This is psychology. And the sooner you understand it, the sooner everything changes. The human brain is wired to value scarcity. We desire what is behind barriers. We chase what retreats. We undervalue what waits. Think about it. You do not treasure the air you breathe until you cannot breathe it. You do not think about someone every day until they are gone. When someone stops responding immediately, you suddenly want their attention more. That is not manipulation. That is how attention actually works. Availability sends a signal, and that signal is this: I have nowhere better to be. Presence without scarcity creates familiarity, and familiarity, when mismanaged, becomes invisibility. The people who once made you feel special stopped seeing you as special the moment you became predictable. Eagerness is not attractive, not in romance, not in friendship, not in business. Eagerness communicates need, and need gives others power over you. Every relationship has a balance of investment, and whoever needs the relationship less holds more of the power in it. When you make yourself perpetually available, you tip that scale in everyone else's favor. You hand them the power, willingly, every single time. But the cost goes deeper than being undervalued. Being too available does not just hurt your reputation, it erases your identity. When your default mode is to respond, accommodate, and adapt, you stop knowing who you are outside of other people's needs. Your opinions get softer because you are afraid of conflict. Your boundaries disappear because you have learned to apologize for having them. Your voice gets quieter because quiet feels safer than the discomfort of being difficult. And then one day, someone asks you what you want, and you realize you genuinely do not know because you have spent so long making space for everyone else. You never made space for yourself. This is the real damage, not that people stopped appreciating you, but that you stopped knowing yourself well enough to demand appreciation. You gave so much to so many that nothing was left for the one person who was supposed to matter most, you. And that person, the one who always answered, always showed up, always forgave, began to feel invisible even to themselves. I need you to sit with that for a moment, because this is the moment most videos skip. The moment where you actually feel the weight of what you have been doing to yourself. You have been burning your energy for people who walk away fully charged while you are left depleted. And somehow you kept doing it, because somewhere inside, you believed that if you were useful enough, people would stay. If you were available enough, they would love you. If you asked for nothing, they would give you everything. But that is not how it works. That has never been how it works. So what do you actually do? You stop. Not dramatically, not with announcements. You simply stop performing availability as a strategy to earn love. You stop answering every message the moment it arrives. You stop saying yes to invitations your gut tells you to decline. You stop over-explaining your decisions to people who have not earned the right to your reasoning. You create space in your life that belongs only to you, and you protect it. This is not coldness. This is not punishment. This is you returning to yourself. When people cannot reach you instantly, something shifts in them. Curiosity replaces assumption. Appreciation replaces expectation. Suddenly, you become someone worth thinking about. Your presence becomes an event, not because you became better, but because you became selective. The most powerful thing a person can possess is the ability to be comfortable alone, because that comfort communicates something no words can. It says, "I do not need your company to feel whole," which means your company becomes a choice, not a necessity. And that changes everything about how people treat you. You stop chasing, you stop explaining, you stop reacting. You just live fully on your terms and watch how the world reorganizes itself around that energy. People notice your absence more than they ever noticed your presence. The ones who took you for granted begin reaching out, not because they are suddenly better people, but because absence triggers value. But here is what matters more. You stop needing those calls to feel validated. Something quieter happens on the inside. You begin to hear yourself again, your own voice, your own thoughts, your own needs. Solitude stops feeling like punishment. It starts feeling like restoration. You begin to say no with the same ease you once said yes, and you realize that the relationships worth keeping survive your boundaries. The ones that do not were never really relationships. They were transactions. Your circle gets smaller and better. Every conversation becomes richer because you are fully present in it, not giving half of yourself while wondering what the other half owes someone else. Your words carry more weight because they are no longer constant. When you speak, people listen, because silence has built the context. You become someone whose time is perceived as valuable because you treated it as valuable first. None of this happens overnight, but it does happen. And when it does, you will wonder how you spent so many years making yourself small to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold you. There is a version of your life where you are not exhausted by the people in it, where your presence is not taken for granted, where your time belongs to you first and to others by invitation. That version is not a fantasy. It is the direct result of one decision: choosing yourself first. Choosing peace may cost you people. Let it. The ones you lose to your self-respect were never truly yours to keep. And the ones who remain, who stay even when you stop performing, stop overgiving, stop shrinking, those are your people. The ones worth every version of you. You do not need to announce your transformation. You do not need to explain your distance. You do not need permission to become the version of yourself that was always waiting beneath the exhaustion. Just stop being available for everything and start being present for what matters. That is where your value lives. If you felt this, you needed to hear it. Save this video. Come back to it on the days when you almost go back, and leave a comment with just one word, "available," so I know who this found.